I think we can start. It is 8:02. I would request Vijay ma'am to start the session, please.
So, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today in this significant panel discussion on safety. It's both an honor and necessity to come together to address such a pressing and impactful topic. At this juncture, I'd like to welcome the esteemed personalities who have thrown their seats for this development of such an informative program and had voted it to this level. The office bearers of the TNSPWA, the President, Mr. Veera Raghavan sir, the Secretary, Mr. Palani sir, the Vice Presidents, Mr. Murali and David sir, the Joint Secretaries, Annadrai sir and Rajalakshmi ma'am, the Treasurer, Mr. Kalapiran sir, the entire Executive Committee members, and all participants. Welcome everyone. The industrial accidents, whether they occur in the manufacturing, construction, or any other sector, have far-reaching consequences. They not only affect the immediate safety and the well-being of workers, but it also has a greater impact in the communities, the economies, and the organizational integrities. So, understanding and mitigating these risks is paramount to ensure that our workplaces remain safe and that we uphold the highest standards of safety and precautions. So, today's discussion is designed to shed the light on the multifaceted nature of industrial accidents. We'll examine the causes, the response strategies, and the lessons learned from past incidents. Most importantly, we'll explore the role of safety officers in actionable solutions to prevent future accidents and enhance the overall safety protocols. Above all, if an accident happens, what should be the emergency action of the safety officer? We are privileged to have a panel of distinguished experts who bring a wealth of knowledge and practical experience to this conversation. Their diverse backgrounds and insights will provide us with a comprehensive understanding of the challenges we face and the strategies we can employ. Their perspectives will be invaluable as we navigate through today's discussion. So I encourage you all to actively engage yourself, ask questions, and share your experiences through the chat box only. Kindly don't try to unmute yourself or open up your audios due to the larger group of people. Your contributions will be collectively used for advancing our understanding and developing a proactive approach to prevent the industrial accidents. Yeah.
Please.
Everyone for being here, and let us begin this important conversation. Now, I invite our first panelist, Mr. R. Mohan, electrical and HSE professional with around 44 years of experience in manufacturing and heavy construction industries. He has worked in ICF, Indian Railways, power sector, and L&T Metro Rail projects. He is currently working in a Pune Metro project as a chief safety expert. Sir, the mic is yours. Mohan, sir.
Yeah. Good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the nice introduction. Yeah, I will. Thank you. Presentation, please.
So screen is visible, sir?
No, it is not opened.
Now, sir?
Illa.
Now is visible, sir.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Good evening to all. I hope further introduction about me is not required. We will straight away go into the presentation. Today, I will be taking you through a small fatal accident in a construction industry, metro construction project, and what are all the lessons learned, we will just see. So one fatal accident, the details, it happened on a particular day, 12 p.m., that is in the afternoon, at some location. So what happened? The brief accident detail. In metro, for the pillar, they will be constructing the pillar, before which there are a lot of preparatory works like rebar construction, form work, all these things will be done. So during one of the pier shutter, it is a half unit, around 1 ton. The worker was cleaning before placing the shutter in the pier for concrete work. One of the worker cleaning the shutter, which was placed vertically on the ground. The pier shutter got disbalanced and toppled towards one side, so it fell along with the workman, crushing the workman at the bottom, resulting in heavier injury on and spine injury, and he was in critical. He was taken to a nearby hospital, where in the ICU he was succumbed to the injury and died. The preliminary reason: the vertical stacked shutter did not bear the load of workmen, inadequate placing, uneven stacking surface. You can see just a small photos. So this is a shutter plate. It is 1.76 meter height, each segment, and it is almost weighing 1.2 ton. So he was cleaning the surface for applying the foam, during which there was no ladder, no platform. He was standing on the rib of the platform. Oh, please change the slide, madam. Yeah. So you can see the picture. This is a half semicircular formwork. It is around 1.76 meter, and it is around 1.2 ton weight. So he was cleaning the surface, during which, because of the uneven surface which was at the side condition, it was fall down along with the worker, crushing him at the bottom, and got severe injury. And you can see the right side photo. You can see the pier after cleaning. It will be loaded there for concreting the pillar. Next slide, please. Yeah. So here you can see how he has fallen. It is almost near the road. Injured person fell on the ground along with the shuttering board over his body. So he was crushed and he was having severe injury on the spine. But at the hospital ICU, treatment could not be successful and succumbed to the injuries and died. So this is a fatal accident. You can see the investigation details. Next slide, please. So during the investigation, these are all the procedures. So the investigation team has done that. They have verified certain documents apart from the site visit. So they have checked the induction details, medical records, toolbox stock records, work method statement, work permits, and hazard identification, risk assessment. These are all the basic documents they have verified for the particular day and shift of the day in which accident happened. Next slide, please. Yeah. So these root causes, primary reason and root causes, you can see. Shutter was kept on uneven ground, and surface was not level or compacted and little slopey towards outer face. Shutter was not secured, and worker climbed the shutter using shutter stiffeners at the outer face without using ladder. Due to fulcrum effect, the shutter toppled and fell on the worker. Subcontractor workers were newly joined and not trained. Supervisor engineer from the company was not available during the incident. Sub-activities are not captured in the HERA. Cleaning shutter activity is missed in the HERA. Workers not used ladder to clean cleaning work and directly stepped on the stiffeners of the frame. Poor housekeeping at construction site. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is the same thing, but it is still more detailed. Shuttering panel is positioned vertically on uneven ground surface. Work permit, even though it was raised for the activity, the evidence of the permit approval is not produced. The shuttering cleaning activity is not included in the toolbox briefing. The injured person was manually handled by the worker due to unavailability of structure at the incident site. The worker was shifted to the tied-up hospital in a vehicle, site vehicle, as the ambulance is stationed at near different location, which is far away. And the similar observation was given by the project management consultant on different date. The worker had joined the project just 6 days before. Next slide, please. So this is the detailed investigation based on which the committee of investigation team, they have given some recommendations. That is, HERA shall be carried out for all main sub and activities and even minor activities at site. And necessary risk control measures shall be implemented. Also, approved SOP shall be in place for such activities. In construction, one of the important document is a method statement, which shall be fully reviewed and updated to include all minor sub-activities for the job. Subcontractor safety evaluation shall be carried out before deploying them at site. Their safety performance shall be monitored periodically. This is one of the major issues in construction project. Subcontractor supervisor shall be trained on safety, health, environment aspects specific to their work, and a daily check sheet shall be prepared and issued to them. They shall do the check as per the checklist daily, and it shall be verified by site engineers and safety engineers daily. Apart from the induction training, job-specific training shall be given to the workers as per the method statement and records maintained. Apart from daily toolbox meeting, job-specific pre-start safety briefing shall be conducted before start of the actual work. Ground level shall be checked and compacted properly before placing the pier shutter frames. Pier shutter cleaning work shall be carried out only in horizontal position with proper wedges on bottom to prevent movement of shutter to eliminate risk. These are all the recommendations they have given. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. Work allotment and monitoring records shall be maintained at site. Job-specific safety posters shall be displayed. Work permit system shall be reviewed to make it fail-proof. Each pier shutter component weight shall be clearly marked on the component. Do's and don'ts shall be pictorially displayed at the work location. Site supervision shall be enhanced. Each section shall have an ambulance in readiness. Ensure 100% compliance of PPE. These are all the detailed recommendations given by the committee. Next slide, please. So from this incident, our important thing for the today's subject is what is the lesson learned and what is the role of safety officers in such a situation. So lesson learned is, first we should know the importance of HERA and related risk control implementation, even for minute sub-activities. That is an important thing. The minute sub-activity here, which is not covered in HERA, created the fatal accident. Then importance of good housekeeping at construction site. Importance of work permit system and last minute risk assessment. This is one of the important aspects in construction projects, where last minute risk assessment before issuing the work permit will be given, so that any hidden hazard or new surprise will be eliminated before work is started. Then importance of proper supervision at site. Importance of safety and work-related training to workers. Importance of toolbox stock, job-specific briefing before start of the daily work. Importance of safety, job training of new workers before deploying at site. These are all the certain lessons. There may be much more, but these are all the critical lessons which we learned from this fatal accident. Next slide, please. Now come to our importance of safety professionals' role, not only for this particular case, but generally in construction project. These are all the important thing as a safety professional. That is, you should have a good job knowledge and proper verification of method statement before approval. Unless you know the job, approval will be very difficult. Then preparation of a good, safe operating procedure for all critical activity. Site safety inspection and strict implementation of safety system at site. This is one of the important role of safety. Strong mindset for safety management, and he should not hesitate to stop the work in case of violation. Here, this is where safety officer should be very strong enough. Implementing best housekeeping at site through execution team. Open mind to capture all unsafe act conditions, however it is, minor, major, or even trivial, and reporting the same to concerned team. Strong knowledge of legal requirement, capability to investigate and report writing, good in EHS documentation, good in communication. So these are all the critical and important role he has to play. And in case of accident, he has to be the first person to be on site for taking the victim, sending the victim to a hospital, treatment, all these things. Then he should see that the location is protected for keeping the spot of accident. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. So these are all certain legal requirements related to this accident. Predominantly, all construction works are covered under BOCW, that is Building and Other Construction Workers Regulation of Employment and Condition of Service Act 1996 and relevant state rules. Next slide, please. So here, as far as this fatal accident, I have covered only some critical rules. There may be much more. So Chapter 7, Section 39, Notice of Certain Accidents, Rule 210 and 211. These rules I am mentioning as per Tamil Nadu BOCW rules, reporting of accidents. Chapter 9, Section 44, Responsibility of employers to implement safety in preventing accident. Chapter 10, Penalties and procedure for violation, non-compliance of provision of this act. Then apart from that, Schedule 8, Rule number 209, that is about safety officers, qualification, number of safety officers and their duties. Then Chapter 27, Rules 181 to 185, it is about this particular fatal accident, structural frame and formwork. They have mentioned the details. Next slide, please. So these are all the basic legal requirement as far as the fatal accident concerned. Now I want to just touch upon some important aspect of metro rail project safety system. Apart from the regular construction and the factories, in metro across globe, they have derived a best safety system. So Metro Rail Safety Board has formulated various safety requirements, including all applicable acts and rules. It covers the best safety system across globe, international best practices. The monthly audit rating score system is unique to Metro Rail projects. During bidding stage, prospective contractor must spell out his HSE implementation system, budget, etc. All contractors of the project must sign a free conditions of contract document on awarding the contract. Free staff requirements are most stringent and non-fulfilling leads to heavy penalty. Here, this is one of the important thing. It is not as per the BOCW or Factories Act, which calls for very few safety officers, but here the requirement is very heavy because of the nature of work. Next slide, please. This is apart from the accident, just I want to touch upon for the factory safety officers. There may be some doubt always in their mind that when some construction activity is going on or some expansion is going on inside the factory, whether they are coming under BOCW. Some Supreme Court ruling and other details I am giving, but I am not giving you any evidence, but it is already there. Factories Act applies to premises where manufacturing process is being carried out. Supreme Court has clarified that BOCW Act is applicable to construction workers because they are not covered under the Factories Act, which primarily focuses on workers involved in manufacturing processes. If construction work is being carried out within a running factory where manufacturing processes are ongoing, the BOCW Act generally does not apply to those activities directly related to the manufacturing process. However, if the construction work is distinct from the manufacturing activities, such as building new structures or facilities, the BOSW Act may still apply to those construction workers. This is very important. Then judicial interpretations. The Supreme Court and various high courts have emphasized that BOSW Act should be excluded, shall not be excluded because the factory is operational. The welfare provisions under BOSW Act are intended to cover construction workers who are not engaged in manufacturing process itself. Practical implications. In practice, if a factory is undergoing expansions and construction activities that are not part of the manufacturing process, those activities might still fall under BOSW Act. The responsibility for compliance with the BOSW Act, including the payment of cess, may rest with the contractors or the factory management, depending on the contractual agreement. So this you should make it clear whenever in your factory any expansion or additional new structures are coming, you are still have to comply with the BOSW Act and rules. So with this is a small presentation just to have an eye opener on construction accident. I have made that. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. And we will, once again, during question answers, we will have your doubts cleared. Thank you.
It was a very wonderful presentation, sir. With this presentation, we learned the importance of HERA for every sub-activity, and you have also stressed the SOP by the safety officer, the inspection, implementation, and detailed the BOSW Act in very much. Thank you very much, sir. Our next panelist, Mr. S. Prabhakar, is an experienced corporate manager with a demonstrated history of working in the automobile industry and steel industry. He is a strong EHS professional, skilled in HSMS, EHS, behavior-based safety, ergonomics, and risk assessment. He is currently the regional manager OHS of Ford Motor Company. Prabhakar sir, welcome sir.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay. Thanks for the nice introduction. So team, good afternoon. So just for the network, I will switch off my video. We will go to the audio. Okay. Ma'am, can you please open the slide? So subsequent to,
visible, sir?
Yes, make it a presentation mode. Okay, first slide. No, go to first slide. Yes. Okay. Good evening, team. Those who are seeing actually through mobile, it will be very difficult to read, but still actually I will read out. So, continuation to Mr. Mohan's detailed presentation on construction safety, we will actually move into a manufacturing industry. So manufacturing industry, generally we call, all the types of industries are coming under other than chemical and certain unique industries. Everything is falling under manufacturing. And within manufacturing, engineering industry is the major player. And apart from construction safety officers, our engineering industries or manufacturing industries, safety officers are higher in number. Okay, so we may have very experienced safety officers just starting from their college, very new and fresh actually safety officers. Everybody are there in this system. So let us focus on two case studies. One is actually happened in one of our tier one. We call tier one, am I right? The companies who are supplying to automobile OEMs. Okay, so these are all called tier one. Comparatively, their safety systems are better than their tier one or tier two. Means the suppliers who are supplying materials to the tier one companies and the further downstream companies, their safety system may not be that strong. But comparatively, this tier one companies are expected to have more robust system because they are catering to the OEMs, and OEMs again actually ask for so many requirements from their agreement or actually purchase order. Okay, in addition to the quality system, normally the OEMs will ask for environment as well as actually safety. So this accident happened around 20 years back. Imagine 20 years back there was a peak manufacturing industrial period. So last week of a month. So you know from industry, you're all aware that there is a peak production pressure. That particular day there was a absenteeism, high absenteeism in the shift. So this particular guy who met with an accident, he was asked to continue the shift. Means he started his shift at A, and after A shift, he was asked to continue as a OT. So you know these are all employees from a polytechnic background, and they are very much low paid. And any opportunity to avail actually OT or external duty always actually taken by the employees, right? Because of the economical reasons. So second shift, he was posted on a new line, new machinery. Okay, first shift he was working in a machinery. The second shift or extension shift, he was posted in a different machinery because of the absenteeism I told. And within 40 minutes of the year starting, he got his injury. Okay, so you see the photo. This is a very small press. And though actually there were some actually arguments, sir, it is not a press and it is very small SPM, okay, special purpose machines. No, it's all agree under press, and maybe the capacity or maybe the other reasons you may consider this is not a press, but all legal purposes this is press, power press. Okay, then what happened? His finger got injured. His left hand, middle and ring fingers, okay, our index fingers got injured, and left hand middle finger got subsequently amputated. If you close down the photo, you can see even the blood marks or blood stain on the machine. Okay, now this particular incident, if you could see the photo, maybe those who are seeing from the laptop or those who are seeing from the mobile, you can actually use your chat and you can type your answers. Okay, nobody are allowed to unmute. Type your answer. What would be the reason? So there are two questions at the end of this one. This company, as I told, is ISO 9000, ISO 14,000, ISO 18,000. That time was 18,000. So everything is documented. Every roles and responsibilities clear. Okay, here are done, and everything is done. And they have actually set up safety officers on the shift. And still this accident happened. He lost his finger. And now the question is, who are all responsible, or who is responsible, or who are all responsible, and what are the causes? You can type. Lack of training, supervisor, sensors bypassed, absence of double hand switch. Okay, for your information team, this double hand switch was working. It was working. Tiredness. Okay, electric guard is not working. Okay, incidentally, if you zoom into the photo electric guard is also working. Okay, so good observation. It is in manual mode. Okay, not following SOP. Okay, there is no guard or not any sensor has not provided. So team, as I told, there is a photo sensor. It is working. 2-hand push button. It is working. Side guard is available. You can see. An auto cutoff is not available. I don't know what do you mean. And the sides are not covered. Yes, good. But you see one side guard is there, but it is just actually kept open. Another side guard is missing. Area in charge is responsible. Supervisor is responsible. Maybe missing engineering control like double hand switch. It was available. No SOP. I don't know. Oversighted. Manual mode light curtain won't be working. Okay. And carelessness. Safety fence required. Typing. Trying to adjust a child part. Very good observation. No job safety training. Inadequate training. Interlock door missing. Photo electricals. Okay, good. No protection at the sites. 360 guarding. I don't know what you mean by. Okay, you are trying to cover entire area. Okay, he may new to the machine. Yes, he's new. Just 40 minutes into the machine. he met with an accident. Lack of training on new work. He does not know hazard in that machine. Yes, good. Cause distraction from activity, not proper training given to the operator. Person does not know the risk. 2% operating. Good, good. So it's a good observation. So as a safety officer, you are trying to find what may be the different reasons. Okay, just from the photos and the available information. So if you are a safety officer, particular industry, you may have actually additional information. You may be able to question all these things to your supervisors and injured person and come to the conclusion. Malfunction of the equipment, maybe level 2 sensor, overconfident, inadequate supervision, horseplay, 2-on operation, but how function carried out? Yes, good question. I will come back. Hydraulic system failure. Okay, not properly training given. ECU, echo guard, photo guard. Okay, I don't know what is echo guard. Not knowing new equipment with reference to operation. Okay, good. Almost 25, 30 individual observations. Some of them are actually matching with others. Okay, so now the point is, who is responsible for this accident? Somebody lost his finger, am I right? Incidentally, his age was 18 years to 2 days. That during the time of accident, his age was 18 years 2 months, 2 days, sorry. Pre-audit not conducted for the mission prior to start. Okay, so this pre-audit and all, maybe a industry specific or your company specific, PSSR. Okay, I don't know what is PSSR you mean to say. Line supervisor responsible, no safety gloves. Glove would have prevented your amputation. Okay, immediate supervisor, competent person should ensure power press safety devices. Buck stops with safety manager. Oh God. Good. Okay. Team leader, line supervisor, incompetent person operate machine. How? Okay, PSSR means pre-startup safety review. Okay, good. Maybe the maintenance team pre-startup safety review. Who's supposed to conduct? Is it the operator or actually maintenance guy? Okay, good, good. So now you see, just with the one photo or slide, we have actually come out with so many other possible reasons and so many other possible persons. Okay, incidentally, few of us told the injured person is also responsible, and few of us told supervisor, manager, line leader, and actually even actually safety manager. So now let me go to the next slide. Okay, now you see the photo in a closer look. As I told, this particular equipment was actually taken over by this employee. 18 years, 2 days, 6 months of experience with this company, and 40 minutes of experience with this machine. He started operating the machine. He found one side guard was missing, totally not available. Other side guard was, maybe I don't know whether during the time of his handover, the guard was there. Actually, he was trying to open it fully, or guard was like that only. Side guard I'm talking. Okay. Then 2-hand push button was working. Now what happened? You know, those who are from engineering or this power press background, you know, we have a team called setup. Either maintenance or methods used to adjust the setting of the machine due to the requirement of a different jobs. Am I right? So if the job is heavier, bigger, the top die has to come down little higher, or it has to stop little higher. Means you have to adjust the setting or dimension between top and bottom die. This is normally done not by the production team at all. Production operator is not allowed, and maintenance is also not allowed in some companies. We have actually, we call methods engineering or process engineering. They used to set up, they used to change the tool, or they used to use the same tool by adjusting this one. So that time they used the foot pedal. So now you understand, am I right? There is an additional element which I have not told, foot pedal, but foot pedal was not supposed to be used by the operator. Okay, so foot pedal was there, foot pedal was enabled, kept enabled. Once actually you done your operation or adjustment, methods engineering supposed to disable, and it has to be handed over to operation. Whoever may be the reason, whoever may be the responsible, whatever may be the reason, foot pedal was found enabled. Side guard missing, as I told, bypassing of safety devices. Okay, as I told, photo guard was working. So how come his hand gone inside? Okay, originally, what is the operating sequence? Somebody talked about SOPM, right? You have to put one job with your hand and you have to take your hand out, because once you are taking hand out of your photo sensor range, you can push your two-hand push button. Top die will come down, press that particular job. Once the job is done, you can actually insert your hand to take the job. So this is called one cycle, right? So since it actually they have done this, what do you call, bypassing, he was trying to insert his hands from the side of the photo curtain. You just imagine. Okay, this guy, injured guy, was trying, or he was doing his job by just actually standing or sitting on a chair, because that time of accident, chair was not visible. There may be actually chair available, or there may be a chair used, or he may be just bending. Okay, he was trying to actually insert his hand from the both the sides. Now imagine, right? So continuously, you see on the side also, you can see number of jobs. So normally in single piece flow, you used to have only one job at a time, right? What they were trying to do, they kept actually number of jobs in the machine, and they were doing actually two hands together by bypassing the photo guard, bypassing the side guard, and using the prohibited actually pedal. Now you understand, right? Everything is bypassed. Now, let us come to the responsibility part. Is he fully responsible? No. Because when actually handed over 40 minutes back, the machine was already enabled foot pedal, side guard was missing. But still actually he could have actually done his job one by one. But what led to him to do all these bypass within 40 minutes? Maybe the peer pressure, maybe the line dealer should have told, or maybe the other operators told, hey, you have to complete this 2 hours, you have to complete these so many numbers. Whatever may be the reason, he also succumbed to the pressure of bypassing unsafe acts and everything. Okay. So now you see, part of them are not responsible of him, and part of them responsible by him. But still, he lost his finger. Since he is a trainee, the compensation would be very, very less. At the time, actually, it was very, very less, I was told. Okay. Now, you see the middle box, redeployment training, as majority of you have pointed out, very good point.
Prabhakar sir?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Sir, for want of time, we want you to be conscious about that, please.
Yes. How many more minutes, Murli?
It's already exceeded, sir, 5 minutes.
Okay, sorry, just 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Okay.
Please, please.
Okay, so this actually is a background of this information. So just for you to understand the risk of production, the employees as well as the injured person, everybody is responsible. But ultimately, he lost his finger. Can you go to the next slide? Okay, these are all the different rules actually applicable for this power process. There is a Schedule 8 and called actually Tamil Nadu Safety Officers Duties Qualification and Conditions Service Rules. Am I right? There is a clear requirement of duties of safety officers, and Tamil Nadu Factory Rules also, machinery and plant and method of work. So all these reasons are clearly pointing out safety officers also responsible or accountable for maintaining certain things, preventing certain things. Okay, just be aware of that. We are going to discuss about actually what would lead to the imprisonment or actually other actually penalties to the safety officer. These may be the reasons also. Can you go to the next slide? This is another one critical incident happened in one of our Indian factory. You could see this is a scrapyard, a typical scrapyard with actually no housekeeping, poor housekeeping, lot of materials stored in between, and vehicles are parked without chokes, some vehicle with chokes, and literally you can see there are a lot of gaps and lot of possibilities of fatal accident. Okay, it happened. A lady supervisor of scrapyard, housekeeping contractor supervisor, factory got crushed to death while reversing a truck. Can you go to the next slide? Okay, so these may be the. So if I allow you to identify the unsafe action and condition, these may be the different actually unsafe actions and the condition you could have identified. Layout of various scraps, and multiple types of vehicle move in the same area, fire risks, visibility of pedestrian is missing, parking without, okay. So now, these are all the major risks from safety officer's perspective, am I right? Almost actually we have just done on behalf of you. Next slide, please. So majority of you are aware, already there is a clear rule called 61R, road safety in practice premises. It is clearly talking about the requirements of road safety inside the facility. But the last one, which is on the bottom of the right hand side, you see, while reversing the vehicle, it shall be ensured that suitable warning is sounded, and if need, another person is deployed to give the signals and clearance of the driver. Okay, so in these actually rules, Tamil Nadu safety rules, if something is not followed or somebody is not actually fully complying, again, it ball or the responsibility may come back to safety teams with this one. Can you go to the last slide? Just one more minute, Murli. This is just to give you our insights based on our experience. So this is actually not only from me. Now, next slide, please. All the TNSPWA's office bearers as well as executive committee members sit together and actually made this slide. So you can see manufacturing industry always have a different actually ball game. You need to be very much aware about the production number pressure. And majority of them are actually taken from the fresh from college. They may not have having actually much of a safety knowledge, and they are very, very carefree also. And some of them working along with them may be very senior guys, maybe in some companies union. So you have to have a different strategies for different people. And the only thing, safety rule, their interest to follow safety rule may be less because of their commitment or liability is very, very less. Am I right? Low salary and their apprentice period may be extended or may not be given OT. So many reasons, even though they know there is unsafe, but still they are forced to follow in our actually case study example. Okay. So now what to do? As a safety officer, what to do? Very first day, you have to go to the Gemba on site. You have to spend majority of your time in the shop floor, and without actually confident, 100% confident, you don't sign any document, whether it is a permit or any approval or any machinery clearance certificate, whatever may be, you don't sign. Okay. Once you sign, it is a document against you. Be aware and be responsible. All the legal necessary document, you have to be very much 100% confident and 100% you have to comply. Risk assessment analysis and report. Okay, and we don't actually fight with actually every individual teams, maintenance methods, or over maybe even management, HR. You try to see that actually there is a common approach or rapport between each of the team, because with fight actually you cannot survive, and with fight you cannot achieve. But same time you cannot accept everything also. You have to have a fine line balance. So these are the few experience insights which may be useful for you. Next slide. This is the last slide. Thanks for everyone's presence, patient hearing. And this is just to remind you, whoever may be, whatever may be the experience, still actually we are learning every day. So be aware of that. You try to learn every day and you try to improve your process every day. You will be successful. You will not be in a risk of actually arrest or some other job loss, other situation. All the best, team. So we will actually connect in the end of the session. Thank you. Sorry, team. There was a excess of time.
Sir, you have wonderfully analyzed the root cause of the incident, the person responsible, and also discussed it enough. I rather believe that you have spoken about every nut and bolt position in the equipment and also about every person involved. It's really amazing, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next panelist, Mr. K. Annadurai, is basically from a chemical engineering background. He has 29 years of experience in various industries like chemical, pharma, automobile industry, and its ancillary unit. He is currently working as a safety senior manager OHS in JK Tire Industries Limited. Sir, requesting you to take over the discussion.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Thank you, team. Very good afternoon, team. Raji, slide.
One second, sir. 1 second.
Tim, this is, hope you are aware that last month we had one incident. It's happened in one of the pharma industry, that 21st of August, that 17 fatalities and 35 serious injuries because of that vapor cloud explosion. That material is called that MTPE, and then that after 3 months of shutdown, that MPTP solvent extraction process or distillation process was started. Once that distillation is completed, that recovered MTBE is stored in the receiver, and further it was transferred to the ground floor storage tank. That's was the sequence. Around 1 o'clock, that pungent swell observed by the operators in all the floors. But because of that they observed some of the solvent leakage from pipeline in the first floor and spilled on the MCC panel, which is available in the ground floor through the cable cable tray. The leak was not arrested because of that. The maintenance operators was in the lunch time. Meanwhile, leaked solvent vapor spread across the rooms through AHU. That is because of that AHU is on conditions that entire vapor was sent to the entire office area as well as that production plant. Then maintenance team was trying to arrest the leakage after the lunch time. That explosion was occurred. That MTP boiling point is 55 degrees centigrade and that flash point is minus 32.7 degrees. That means that is comes under class A petroleum products. So that vapor cloud may be the one of the root cause for this vapor cloud explosion. Next slide. This is the systematic diagram of that MTBE receiver vacuum distillations. You can see that reactor and the distillation column, that solvents are collected from to the receiver and then receiver to the storage tank. That under the third floor, ground floor, that MCC panel was there, and 2 AHUs was available. That lab production areas, the entire team is available in the same area. Next slide. That what would be the reason part? The technical part, there is no checking mechanism for flange leak or pipeline. That comes under mechanical integrity. I will cover in the upcoming slides what is the mechanical integrity. That cover all the potential risk not captured during the risk assessment for entire process or layout. That if that proper risk assessment would be done, means that we can avoid that, we can identify the risk of that panel is available in the ground floor. Maybe that leak means it will affect it. That risk assessment also not covered fully. The process area and office area were interconnected with the and recirculated AHU. In case of that AHU, that office area, it should be a separate AHU as per the process. There is no automated detection systems in the place. The automated means detection system also not available. In case of detection systems, that it will be interlinked to the AHU. In case of any leak, that automatically that AHU will be, it should be switched off automatically. That kind of provision is not there. There is no pre-startup safety check sheet available for before starting the process. Since it's after 3 months shutdowns, the process was carried out. The training part, there is no emergency escape routes available because of the vapor cloud on that particular location. And then immediate response plans or procedure not in place for inflammable leakage liquid. Despite of detecting a strong pungent odor, occupants were not promptly extracted from the area. Maybe that they are evacuated means that this kind of injuries will not be there. Next slide. That as a proactive measures, mechanical integrity measures should be implemented and maintained. Checking of safety valves, pressure gauge, temperature gauge, welding integrity checks, flange leak, that and all comes under the mechanical part. Risk assessment should be comprehensively cover all the potential hazards under the flange area in the MCC panel that already we spoke about. That AHU should be dedicated to either production area or the office area. It should not be shared between them. AHU should be interlocked with the gas leak arresting system. In case of any gas leak, the detection system gives the communication to AHU and then it should be automatically stopped. Pre-startup check sheets shall be prepared and implemented. Reduction system availability and its maintenance needs to be ensured. Training, that in case of a emergency situation, what we should do. That kind of emergency entire protocol, we need to communicate to all the working teams. Next slide. There's a linkage between that process safety management as well as that. Based on that process safety information, we didn't most of the employees not aware of what is the risk in the chemical safety. That MSDS should be communicated to each and every person, those who are all working on that particular zone. That proper safety information that is not happened. That process analysis, that yes, that risk also not captured in this. That operating procedure and safe practices, yes, we don't have that proper SOP for this process area. That also hot work permit, that also comes under that failure. That emergency preparedness and response, yes, that even after identifying the smell, they are not evacuated and then responded to the assembly point. And then mechanical integrity, we spoke about the safety valve and then other leakings. Pre-startup safety review, yes, it's also one of the reasons. Training, yes. Management of change, that in case of any changes, that we are not covered in that, sir. Employee involvement. Employee involvement means each entire team has to coordinate and go to that assembly point. If the one person is not followed, that other person has to tell this is an emergency situation, we need to go to the like kind of employee involvement also not there. Next slide. Yes, this is a second case of incident. The same also this incident also the same like as on first one. That in this case that one fire also happened. That because of that fire, 41 serious injuries was happened. This is a brief description of that incident. That one of the stabilizer and reboilers were made hand over to mechanical and inspections. That reboiler was handed over for the hydraulic pressure testing. According to the stabilizer, empty out the training and depressurization. That as per protocol, that nitrogen purging and vapor water flushing and steaming, these are all the some protocols we need to follow while before carry out the hot work activity in the chemical distillation columns. Wherever we are keeping the containers, that should be water washed, steam washed, and nitrogen pressure. That's then only we need to allow the permits, hot work permit. That's also not happening. After that, blinding of the column was done. After again, the final steaming was started on that particular day, and then after completion of blinding, hydro activity was started. At 14-15 hours, that explosion followed by fire, leading a fatal incident. Next. This is a systematic diagram of that reboiler and stabilizer. That where you can see that the areas that blind was provided. That we found that naphtha leakages of the in and around the plant's area. That water also contaminated. The decomposition also one of the major root cause for this incident. And then hot work also carried out in this particular zone nearby area. Next slide, Raj. Raji, next slide. The column bottom partition was 2 outlets on each partition. Spillage and hold up naphtha in the reboiler inlet flange. Because of that flange opening, that entire vicinity was that naphtha inlet. And then hard job was given in the immediate vicinity. That also lead to fire and explosions. That training was not complete, but reboiler circuit was put a dummy. Naphtha in the reboiler circuit was adding water from the reboiler outlet. So it is observed that it is a decontamination. The same it's other root causes also. Next slide. Raji, next. That what are the problems? Inadequate SOP for handling over the procedure of stabilizer column and stabilizer reboiler. Job specific permits were not issued for hydro testing and that. We have to ensure that hydro settings, how are we going to that? And we called it as a JSP, job safety analysis. How are we going to provide that, do the hydro testing, and where are, which are the areas we are going to provide the blinding? That how in case of steam boiling, steam rinsing, what are all the measures we need to take? What are the hazards involved? These are all the needs to captured in the job safety plan. while permits were issued that in the SAP, that it's an online permit system, they are not going to the shop floor while issuing the permit. Then extensive scaffolding also provided in the concession area. It leads to that escape route was only blocked. That also one major root cause for that huge number of fatality and then injured. That improper permit conditions and the non-availability of gas detector due to outage of DCS, the UPS maintenance. The UPS maintenance also taken during that time. So DCS power not there. Because of the DCS, the detector is not working. So no mitigation measures put in place for disabling the hydrocarbon detectors, like a permanent placement of detectors. Then at the time of incident, no operating personnel were present in the unit, especially near hard job area. And then safety officer engaged in disaster management drill that was planned already. He is coordinated with the NDRF and the district administration. Though there is no safety officer also ensured on that particular area. These are all the some root causes for this failure. Next slide. This is some picture on this explosion area. Next slide, Raj. As a safety professional, that we need to go through that in working in chemical industries, that we need to much aware of the zone classification, which zone we are working. Based on that, electrical fittings we need to provide. That needs to be ensured that we need to insist management to provide on that particular area. That's better you are hope aware of your what is zone 0, what is zone 1, zone 2 classification and all. I am not going to talk about much about the classification. And then basic knowledge in the static electricity and its control measures, earthing and bonding, that we need to, that whenever we are unloading that solvent from tanker, it should be earthed, that double earthing. And then better knowledge in the identifying the compatibility materials. That this also in chemical industry, one of the major challenges as per the materials, which material is compatible with other solvents. That knowledge must be have that as a safety professionals. That better knowledge in MSDS interpretation and skill and ensure handling of chemicals as per the MSDS. That also one knowledge. Understanding that NFPA diamond and its interpretations. What normally that chemicals are talks about the National Fire Protection Association. That based on that stability that we can identify, but from the picture itself, what's the kind of that hazard that chemical is have. That kind of knowledge we should. Okay, then before issuing the hardware permit in chemical area, they must verify at the site and ensure that meet all the permit conditions. Then better knowledge in the hazard study and cover all the potential hazard as per the process requirement. In chemical industry, the hazard study is mandatory for covering all the potential hazards. That 7 guide words, hope you are as a safety professional, you are very much aware of the 7 guide words. That we need to address all the things. That better knowledge in the process safety management, yes, we have spoke about that all the 14 elements, that we need to have more knowledge on the process safety management systems. That management change for all the changes, including process, chemical change or design change, that we need to adhere that MOC. That while doing that MOC, that safety officer has to sign in that MOC. Then only he has to know, that some changes will be happen in the process. Based on that, he will ask or he request that for hazard study. Vehicle entry restriction inside the process area to avoid that spark, avoid of any spark coming from the vehicles. So that sensor spark availability in the truck as well as the trump card, etc. Next slide, Raj. This is the legal requirement as based on the chemical industries as per Factories Act 1948, Tamil Nadu Rule number 95, Scheduled 16 talks about the chemical.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Time.
The last slide, sir, will come. Close it within 1 minute. And then medical examination work permit system contains examination of safety devices and instruments as per the process, electrical installations, ventilation, the fire safety measures, that lightning protections. Lightning protections are not nothing but in case of any short circuit in that lightning happen, that the entire chemical area will explored. So that lightning protection is mandatory, 100% mandatory for covering all the areas. It's for chemical industries. Continuous exhaust systems, waste disposable decontamination facility. These are all some apart from that PESO requirement also there. That next slide. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. In case of any doubt, that you can put it in the chat box. We will give the answers after that. Thank you. Thank you, team.
Sir, you have discussed the potential risks that have not been captured in the risk assessment, and have linked every domain of PSM with the actual incident that has happened. We also discussed the gaps and lapses that could have been taken care of for avoiding the incident in a very detailed manner. And you have also explored the knowledge required by a safety officer before he gets into the position. It was really informative, sir. Thank you. Mr. Arun Kannan, our next panelist, is a lead auditor and a competent person from the Seat for Safety with 20 years of industrial experience. He is always interested to share and learn knowledge on safety and legal competencies through discussion. Sir, requesting you to discuss on the legal aspects of safety for every safety officer. Please, sir.
Arun Kannan, sir, please unmute. Sir, please unmute one more time. Yeah.
Yes. Sir, it's audible, sir?
Yeah, video please on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very good evening to one and all. Thanks for the opportunity. So I would like to give some insights on about all three speakers, as this is a legal discussion. So it was well described by Mohan sir about the fatal accident details from his personal experience and lesson learned. So from Prabhakar sir, a tragic accident causes from his experience with the power press, as well as fatal of employees in scrapyard and corrective action. Follow to that, excellent insights for improvement for the safety professionals. At last, from Annadurai sir about the chemical plant fatal incident and serious injuries, gaps and lapses, everything he has explained. So with that, we are dealing with this fatal accident. So how a fatal could affect the safety officer, that applicable possible rules, what are all the things safety officer should know about, might be people are aware, but it's as I said, I would like to learn and share knowledges in safety. I would like to come up with the same thing once again. Madam, you can just start the session. Next slide. Yes. So about this session, when safety officer is being arrested with the fatalities, we can able to see why, and some cases in India, which is in 2011 in Tamil Nadu, starting from our state, and 2013 in Andhra, 14 in Maharashtra, and 16 in Gujarat, and 18 in Delhi, and in recent case also in this August 2024, we are experiencing. Due to that, this session has been initiated. Next slide, please. Yeah, so Madam, the next one, yes, please. So I think these are all some statistics that has been taken while gathering the details of this fatality and the causes of arrest of safety officer. So these many things are there. It has been in increasing mode. So with this, what are all the legal that can bound a safety officer for arrest? The next one, madam. So when coming to this legal point, we can able to see this 5 rules that will bound the safety officer. That is IPC. Now it is known as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023. Then Factories Act, Mines Act, Employees Compensation Act, and BOCW. So these are all the rules and acts that bounds the safety officer for arrest and prosecution. So we'll see what are all the specific rules that can bound the safety officer. Madam, please move to the next one. So as IPC is renamed as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita BNS 2023, we are all familiar with the 304A, but now the 304A is renamed as section 106, that but the same description causing death by negligence. So if this has happened, so they can award an imprisonment up to 5 years, and the fine shall not be less than 5 lakhs or both is possible. So this is the first one, causing death by negligence. And coming to the next one, it is we can say if it is an IPC, it will be of 4 sections. One is 304A, 336, 337, and 338. Now they have renamed as section 106 and 125. With respect to 125, A and B, they have categorized. So when 125 is concerned, act endangering life of personal safety of others. So for this, I think there is no much description needed for all this. I'll just go with the section and the cause. So for section 125, imprisonment up to 3 months or fine up to 2,500 or both is possible. So 125A is concerned where the hurt is caused shall be punished with imprisonment of either 6 months or fine of rupees 5,000 or with the both. So when section 125B is concerned, grievous hurt is caused, it shall be punished with imprisonment of up to 3 years or a 10,000 rupees fine or the both. This is with respect to the IPC, which is being taken as a base code for the arrest. Now it is called as BNS. To the next slide, madam. So as the IPC is the first and foremost, we are bound to factories and we are liable for this. So when Factories Act 1948 is concerned, section 92 and 96A is possible. So general penalty for offences and general penalty and offences by a manager or occupier. So for that section 92, imprisonment for up to 2 years or fine or both is possible. And for 96A, imprisonment for up to 7 years and a fine of 2 lakhs rupees is possible. So these are all the possible causes for it. So next slide. So followed by Factories Act, this Mines Act is also plays a vital role, where section 72C and 73 section is possible, where the imprisonment of up to 2 years and a fine of rupees 5,000 or both is possible for penalty for disobeying orders. And whereas section 73 is concerned, liability of owner, agent or a manager with respect to the Mines Act, imprisonment up to 3 months, fine of rupees 1,000 or both is possible with respect to the Mines Act. Madam, the next one. Yes. So followed by Mines Act, where Employees Compensation Act is also dealing with the safety officers arrest with respect to the section 3. So while this primarily deals with the compensation needs to be paid to the employee who is affected, that is detailedly given in section 3. The employee's failure, if happen, it should ensure they should ensure a safe work environment leading to serious injury or death. If in that case negligence is happened, then employer is liable to pay the compensation. And with respect as a final one followed by this Employees Compensation Act, BOCW, that was well explained by Mohan sir. So under that section 47, penalty for offences what is made with respect to the site safety officer in the construction sector may face criminal charges if they violate the safety standards, resulting in accident. This can include imprisonment or fine for the offense. So these are all the 5 categories that can bound the safety officer for an arrest. Followed with this, there are chances or possibilities if a safety officer is given and work with respect to the environment. If he is not following that, then also the penal will be imprison that is applicable, that we can discuss with later time. Madam, next slide, please. So these are all the possible possibilities where a safety officer can be arrested and with the sections. So how we can avoid? How can safety professional protect themselves against arrest by a police due to an accident? So we have seen many case studies given by the senior members. So when we follow a proper documentation and compliance with respect to the legal requirements, that will decide our protection. So we need to adhere to the Factories Act and rules. Proper documentation should be in place. Report accidents promptly and conduct thorough investigation. Regular safety audits need to be conducted. Legal compliance should be in place. So if we are going to follow all these things, then definitely we will be in a safe mode. So I hope everybody is in line. So this is how we can be prosecuted. So hope we will not be in trouble. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You have listed the IPC clauses bound for a safety officer, along with the Factories Act, the Mines Act, the Employees Compensation Act, and BOCW in a very detailed manner. It was really informative. Thank you very much, sir. May I now call upon our esteemed captain of the ship, the President of TNSPW, Mr. J. Veeraraghavan, sir, to introduce our association and its specialties to the participants. To introduce him, I can only throw a shower from the ocean. The sir has conducted more than 100 safety awareness training and has a specialization in emotional intelligence, behavior-based safety, and stress management. Sir, please take up the questions from our participants to the panel after the introduction.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. G. Rajima, will you give the presentation? That is slide.
1 second, sir.
Dear team, yes, I want to very happy to tell about our association. Yes, we started this Tamil Nadu Safety Professional Welfare Association on auspicious day, that is Karmaveer Kamarajar birthday on July 15, 2020. So I like to tell the objective of our association, why we start the association is mainly to promote safety culture among industries, factories, and society. And one more main thing is to assist the safety officer whenever there is a need in a legal, and to promote the safety professional, and to give to impart many opportunity for them to make their life uplift their life. So you can see our progress of our Tamil Nadu Safety Welfare Association. We started with a limited of 15 members who have ideas, same ideas, to build a safety culture among the first safety professionals. Now it has gone up to on late. It is around the 606. I'm very happy to glad. I'm very glad to announce that now we are reached 606. So request overall non-members of Tamil Nadu, our association, to try to join. We will work together. Our aim is safety, enhancing safety culture, enhancing safety culture, enhancing safety culture. Nothing more than this. Thank you. With that, we'll go to the question session. A lot of questions have been asked. I have selected a few questions, and I will ask first our legend, our patron of Tamil Nadu Safety Association, Murali sir, Mohan sir. Mohan sir. Mohan sir. Rajima, will you unmute Mohan sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
You unmute all 4 panel jury members. Sir, I would like to ask one question. What
Yes,
are,
sir.
as a safety officer, what are the challenges we are facing in the construction industry as one of our participants asked, how it is possible to maintain safety in a metro project as the traffic is going on everywhere, and how a safety officer will make the challenges to his opportunities for upliftment. Please, sir.
Yeah, good question. And that is a real challenge for the construction safety professionals. See, I worked in both manufacturing as well as construction. Now I can say I was comfortable in manufacturing industry because of the nature and organized systems, and it is all in a compounded area. Whereas in construction, particularly metro project, it is in a live, high traffic zone, work is going on, and it is fully watched by road users, public, and the media. That is a real challenge. So all the metro works, construction works, are in a barricaded area. Normally it is a 9-meter barricade under which the construction will be going on. On the other side, road, you should have minimum 4.5 meters on both sides. So what is the challenge for safety officers? So we have transportation safety engineers also there, professionally qualified in transport management. So they will be having that work area, the plan, and they will get the prior approval from the police, traffic police for the diversion, and the side barricades will be provided with solar blinkers, road signages, and rope lights, and the barricades are fully displayed with traffic signages and other metro safety requirements, so that public will be always aware, and it will be easily communicated to them during night also with reflective tapes and reflective lights, so that the work area is easily visible to them. And the barricade area is even the unmanned, unopened barricade areas, traffic marshals and security will be provided with baton lights and flags and whistle, so that the road users will not be getting trouble because of the work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the question next is to Prabhakar, sir. Prabhakar, sir. Please unmute Prabhakar, sir. You can unmute all the 4 members.
Yes, sir. Please tell me, sir.
Yes, sir. You had a very nice session, sir. Very excellent one. I want to ask you one question. Sir, the pop-up of technological development in engineering and the automobile industry in maintaining a safety of both men and machines. And additionally, in this incident, what about that? Is there any deviation in ASAP?
Yes, sir. No, it's a very valid question. As some of our participants already pointed out, right? They are talking about bypassing of interlocks, photo curtain not working, 2-hand push button. So as the technology improve, our safety violation also actually getting improved day by day. But we as a safety officer, we need to know what is the precautions and what are the possible violations also. Okay. So even in this case, am I right? Everything is available except the side guard. Everything was available. Whatever the possible the investment, it was done by the leadership or the management, but still at the plant level or working level, it is bypassed, and nobody notices, or even if they notice, nobody actually reacted, nobody stopped. Right? So these things, irrespective of technological advancements, we have to be always on the shop floor. So இது வந்து இன்னும் தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா, நம்மளுக்கு அங்கங்க ஆளுங்களும் இருக்கணும், நம்மளுக்கு அங்கங்க கண்ணும் இருக்கணும், காதும் இருக்கணும் இல்லையா? நம்ம போறோமோ போலையோ போற நேரம் தாண்டி அங்க நடக்கக்கூடிய சில விஷயங்கள் நம்ம காதுக்கு வந்துடணும். So we need to develop such a network, okay, such a rapport, so that actually whenever we go or whenever we just actually we are in other shop, that time also we should actually get that inside information, insights, am I right? So technology is also playing a part, and technological improvement also, we need to update ourselves during our skill upgradation also. Okay, irrespective of mechanical, electrical, civil, chemical, we need to be a master in all actually issues, as well as we need to be aware about all violations also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Unauthorized, sir. A question for you, sir. Unauthorized, sir. Unauthorized, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir. What are the challenges, risk, threat faced by safety officer in chemical field, especially in other fields also?
Yes, that's ensuring that compliance of legal as well as that complex enhancing changing regulations. Continuously, whenever amendments are coming, it not reach to our safety professionals. That maybe go to that HR department or other teams. That's one challenges we are facing. And then managing the hazardous processes as well as that material waste, it's one of the challenges because of that current regulations that talks about. And then implementation of abortive safety protocols and procedures, it's also one of the challenges because of that management. Some areas the restriction will be there. Whenever we are discussing about new process that all come under challenges. And then communicating about the safety information system to the newcomers. It's very tough to understand their enrich their knowledge levels. It's a very difficult challenge level. We need to again coach the training given, then only they are going to familiarize on the safety information part. These are all the some challenges we are facing. And then with respect to risk level, that exposure of chemicals, that normally that engineering industries, that frequency level is more, but severity level would be less. But in chemical industries, that frequency level may be less, but that severity will be more. That's hazardous chemicals, handling hazardous chemicals, that in case of that any fire explosion, immediately it will spread across the plant. These kind of risk we have in chemical industries. That equipment failures and malfunctions, that also done. Some areas that instability of the chemical nature, that current scenario, some chemical industries, because of that weather conditions, that too hot, that probably that material will be stored in atmospheric temperature, that means 32 degree or 36 degree. Nowadays, because of that climatic change, that temperature is more than that 44 degree or 45 degree. That also some risk will be there. We need to take some measures to avoid such kind of situation, or we need to find out some alternate solutions for that. These are all the some risks available in the chemical industry, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very nicely answered, sir. Sir, Arun Khanna, sir, I want to ask you one question on behalf of our participants. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what are the document or knowledge a safety officer always keep, either digitally or in a documented, to safeguard him from any legal actions at the time of untoward incidents?
Yes, sir. So as we have seen with the last slide of mine, so to overcome the issue, the first and foremost, the SOPs of the plant activities needs to be maintained. With along with that, records of risk assessment and its implementation, safety audit reports and its corrective action, preventive action, training records of their employees and newcomers, routine inspection records of the plant level, and regulatory compliance documents with updated one, and at last the legal compliance documents. So these are all the things that a safety officer should always be with him to overcome this issue, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, Mohan, sir.
Yes, sir.
Whether it is responsibility of the safety officer to maintain a safe and healthy environment?
See, definitely it is a important role of safety officer, but generally we call safety is everybody's job, safety is everybody's business. In practical sense, it is not so happening in the construction or even manufacturing. But the role of safety officer is to maintain a good safety management system. That is the role of safety officer. So by way of safety management system, he has to drive the complete team of execution, plant and machinery team, electrical, all these things towards safety by way of his implementation of safety training, behavior-based safety, safety audits and inspection, and legal compliances, safety committee meeting. So all these things are driven by safety team. But ultimately, it is a responsibility of everybody. Each and everyone has their own responsibility that we should carry. But safety officer should be the lead person in maintaining a good safety system. Thank you.
Sir, then what are the ways to make the administration to understand the legal and statutory issues and complaints, sir?
Yeah, definitely. Because now you see ISO 45001 and 14001, there is a legal requirement. Legal and other requirements are there. So that is why in my slide also and other lectures also they have given the importance of safety officer to know the legal requirement. So once you are thorough with the legal requirement, first you prepare the legal register, which are all applicable to your industry where you are working. You segregate into HR, admin, plant and machinery, electrical, execution. Like that, you divide that legal requirement overall to be compliant. You be a facilitator for these things. And compliance should be done by the individual department, not by safety officer. But safety officer should do the evaluation and maintaining a follow-up with all the department that all legal requirements are intact. And you should make a good training plan on legal requirement to all departments so that they will be understanding about the. Now Mr. Arun Kannan has threatened all of our safety officers by his presentation. Like that, safety officer should drive the safe to the other department that in case of failure, in case of accident, what is the problem with the other department people like electrical head, P&M head, like that. So he should also be the force to like government legal authorities.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the nice effort. Sir, Prabhakar, sir.
Chalo, sir.
Yes, sir. Nowadays, safety is being monitored scientifically. Whether it is reliable or is it challenge, that is digitization and maintaining of documents, whether it is safeguard a safety professional at the time of crisis.
Sir, ரொம்ப practical question. Digitalization or not, but basically நம்மகிட்ட ஸ்டப் வேணும் இல்லையா? அண்ணனுக்கு ஒரு ஊத்தப்பங்கிற மாதிரி போயிடக்கூடாது இல்லையா? நீங்க வந்து ஆடிட்டுக்கு நம்மளும் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிருக்கோம், நம்மளும் ஆடிட் பண்ணிருக்கோம். நம்மகிட்ட ஆடிட் டாக்குமெண்ட் இல்லைன்னா என்ன பண்ணுவோம்? டாக்குமெண்ட் எடுத்து தரையில போட்டு தேய்ச்சி பழைய டாக்குமெண்ட் மாதிரி காமிக்கிறதுக்கு மடிச்சு எல்லாம் பண்ணுவாங்க. நம்மளும் பண்ணிருக்கோம். ஓகே, ஐம் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் அந்த மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் சிஸ்டம் ஆடிட். பட் லீகல் ஆடிட்ல அந்த மாதிரி எதுவுமே பண்ண முடியாது. பண்ணாலும் ரிஸ்க், கம்பெனிக்கும் ரிஸ்க், உங்களுக்கும் ரிஸ்க். ஓகே, ஸோ digitization will work for your support to track all your compliances. இப்போ சார் சொன்னாங்க சார் ரிஜிஸ்டர். இப்போ ஃபார் மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் இண்டஸ்ட்ரிக்கு எவ்வளவு லிஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ரெகுலேஷன்ஸ் அப்ளிகபிள், அதுக்குள்ள எத்தனை செக்ஷன் இருக்கு, அந்த செக்ஷன் இந்த மாசத்துக்கு என்னென்ன பண்ணணும், இதெல்லாம் அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு எக்ஸல் போட்டு பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம். இப்போ எல்லாமே ஆப் வந்துருச்சு. ஓகே, டெஃபினெட்லி இட் வில் ஒர்க். எங்க பிரச்சனை வருதுன்னா அதை மட்டுமே நம்ப முடியாது. இப்ப நான் வந்து பெர்மிட்டை வந்து நான் ஆன்லைன் பண்ணிட்டேன், வெரி குட். பட் பெர்மிட்டை வந்து ரூம்ல இருந்து சைன் பண்ணா என்ன ஆகும், ரூம்ல இருந்து அப்லோட் பண்ணா என்ன ஆகும்? இட்ஸ் நாட் கோயிங் டு சப்போர்ட் யூ இன் கேஸ் ஆஃப் எனி இஷ்யூ. ஸோ இத வந்து ஒரு சைடு கூர்மையா இருக்கிற ஒரு கத்தி மாதிரி நம்ம அதை பரட்டா யூஸ் பிரச்சனைகள் வந்து தப்பிக்கவும் செய்யலாம். நம்மளுடைய ஜாபை இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் சின்சியரா பண்ண முடியும், இன்னும் ஆக்டிவாவும் பண்ண முடியும். சப்போஸ் அதுல நம்ம தப்பா யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம், இல்ல நம்மளுக்கு கீழே இருக்கிறவங்க அதை தப்பா யூஸ் பண்ணா நம்மள மாட்டி விடவும் வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு.
Sir. So your final final thing?
கண்டிப்பா தேவை சார். இப்ப நீங்க நான் டிஜிட்டலைசேஷன் போகவே மாட்டேன்னு சொல்லவே முடியாது இப்பெல்லாம் இல்லையா? பேப்பர்லெஸ் இப்ப இன்ஃபேக்ட் உங்களுடைய ஒரு இன்ஃபர்மேஷனுக்கு ஒரு 7,000 கோடி ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஒண்ணு ஒரு 3 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி கொரோனா அப்ப சவுத் ஆப்பிரிக்கால நடந்தது. ஓகே, புது கார் ஃபேக்டரியை கட்டின மாதிரின்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். ப்ரௌன் ஃபீல்ட், கிரீன் ஃபீல்ட் எல்லாமே நடந்தது. இந்த 7,000 கோடி ப்ராஜெக்ட்டுக்கும் கொரோனா பீரியட்னால நம்மளால இங்க இருந்து போக முடியல. நாங்க மட்டும் இல்ல, சேஃப்டி மட்டும் கிடையாது, ப்ராஜெக்ட் ரொம்ப பேர் போக முடியல. எல்லாத்தையுமே ஆன்லைன்ல இந்த கூகுள் லென்ஸ் சொல்றாங்களா அது மாதிரி இது பண்ணி, ஓகே, மீட்டிங் போட்டு டிஜிட்டல் மீட்டிங் சாஃப்ட்வேர்ல ரன் பண்ணி அப்படியே எல்லாமே முடிச்சோம். ஓகே, so it can be possible, but same time you have to be careful.
Thank you, sir. Very nicely, cautiously answered, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, another sir. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it face it or fly away from it? What safety of the response at the time of accident? What should be safety of response?
Sir, இதுக்கு எப்படி நான் சொல்றது, நான் focus on the situation, assess the severity, that and then alert the others. Contain the incident contain பண்ணணும். Anyhow, that by facing the situation, and safety officer can ensure the prompt and effective responses to the system. That's my answer, sir.
Yes, safety officer should face it.
Yes, sir.
Rather than fly away from it.
Yes, we need to face
right,
it.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, sir. Sir, Arun Kannan, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you have a lot of experience, conducted many safety audit and checked many legal things and statutory complaints, many audits, sir, in your career. In your experience, as a safety audit personality, what you will rate the quality of safety officer knowledge in legal and statutory norms in their working area? Please, sir, be open, sir.
கேள்வியும் கேட்டுட்டு be open சொல்லிட்டீங்க சார்.
Yes, of course, it is highly required one. We are telling it is highly important one, sir. All safety officers should understand. Please, sir.
Hope it's as a auditல சொல்ற மாதிரி it's not a fault finding, it's a fact finding. So I'll start with 25% excellent, sir. Up to date knowledge, and they were consistent in their work, and they demonstrate themselves with statutory norms. So 25% appadi kuduthiralam, sir. 25% with good effective implementation with safety standards level. So 50% of them are fair. They were updated, but due to some site conditions, அவங்க implement பண்ண முடியாம they are facing hurdles. அதனால 50% of them are fair, sir. So hope 100% cover பண்ணிருக்கேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன், sir. It's a fact.
Thank you. Very nicely answered, sir. This is only to have awareness on safety officers, their role and responsibilities. Sir, Mohan, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How to make the organization to understand the statutory and legal complaints, sir? How to make them understand? What are the ways? Since you are being a pioneer in this field and you are a successful person, sir, as I know in railways, please, sir, give us our guidance, sir.
No, first and foremost thing, I told you that safety officer should be first knowledgeable in legal aspects. Without that, he cannot implement legal system and he cannot extract legal complaints from other departments. So as Mr. Prabhakar said, today in the world of digitalization, all companies going for digitalization, a lot of apps and software has come for legal compliance. But the input has to be done by the team. So in my experience, what I have done in my previous construction as well as power sector, I formed a team of different departments for legal identification. First, as per the factory, it is not the individual safety officer's role. So every department will be identifying their responsibility of legal requirement and what it is to be done. And as a best practice, I don't stop with the mere legal compliance, because legal compliance is a bare minimum requirement for running the factory safely. So we should, as a good company and good culture, we should go beyond that, so that implement one of the best practices involving all legal requirements, so that even if you fail the best practice, your legal requirement will be taken care by proper compliance. That should be your aim. Always go beyond legal requirement, because government farming, it is not only for big company, it is even for small industries, medium industries. So the legal requirement is a bare minimum thing. So we should not, as a good company, stop with that minimum requirement. We should go higher, like ISO 45001, energy management system. All these things have come. Lot of management system has come. These are all the best tool for safety officer to help them update as well as maintaining a good, harmonious, safe culture in the organization. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Veera sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
Veera sir. To add to Mohan sir's point, management எப்படி புரிய வைக்கிறது? Okay, இதுக்கு
Yes, sir. That is the thing.
ஒரு பெரிய சிக்கலான விஷயம், ஓபனா பேச முடியாது. ஆனாலும் ஒரு சொல்லலாம். ஒரு மேனேஜர் ஆக்குபையர், இவங்க ரெண்டு பேரும் தான் லீகலி ரெஸ்பான்சிபிள் இல்லையா? நம்ம வந்து ரோல் வந்து we are just an advisor. பட் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம். பட் ஸ்டில் actually majority of the companies hire us to have safety responsible person தான். Okay, always a fight between us as well as soft floor management or leadership management, top floor management. ஒண்ணே மட்டும் ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. If a manager is being arrested or is going to be arrested, அவர் அரெஸ்ட் ஜெயிலுக்கோ இல்ல வந்து அந்த போலீஸ் ஸ்டேஷன் போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி அதுக்கு கஷ்டமா எல்லா லைன் மேனேஜர், சேஃப்டி வேலை பார்க்கலன்னா சேஃப்டி மேனேஜர் எல்லாரையும் வேலையை விட்டு தூக்கு பண்ணிட்டு தான் போவாங்க. சோ இந்த பயத்துல இந்த ஒரு பிராக்டிக்கல் நிதர்சன உண்மையை நம்மளுடைய கொலீக் ஆர் ப்ரொடக்ஷன் மெயின்டெனன்ஸ் மேனேஜர்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்காங்களா, அவங்களுக்கு புரிய வைக்கணும். பட் சேஃப்டி மோகன் சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி இந்த ரிஸ்க் எல்லாம் இருக்கு, மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டுக்கும் தெரியும். இன்ன வரைக்குமே வந்து யாரும் ரொம்ப பெரிய லெவல்ல யாரையும் அரெஸ்ட் பண்ணல அப்படின்னு இருந்தாலும் இந்த பயம் இருக்கு. ஒரு சாதாரண ஒரு முனிசிபல் கூட எல்லாரையோட நிக்கும் வச்சு 3 தடவை அவங்க அப்பா பேரையும் சேர்த்து கூப்பிடுவாங்க அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பயம் எல்லாருக்கும் இருக்கும். அந்த பயத்தை வந்து கரெக்டா யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கணும். பட் அது உங்களுக்காக அவங்கள தேவையில்லாம சொல்லல, இந்த ரிஸ்க் இருக்குங்கிறத அவங்க புரிய வைக்கணும். கொஞ்சம் ரிஸ்கான, கொஞ்சம் டஃப்பான வேலை தான், ஜாக்கிரதையா பண்ணீங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் சேஃபா இருக்கலாம்.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Final question to Prabhakar sir. Sir, as we all know, you are the one of the most safety officer in India, sir. If as far as myself and everybody concerned, sir.
36 வருஷம் ஆச்சு சார்.
You all know you are a very successful safety officer, sir. In that case, how you became a successful safety officer, sir? Please guide us, sir. This is a last question in the session.
சீனியர் மோஸ்ட்ங்கிறத விட நான் கேரியர் ஆரம்பிச்சதே சேஃப்டில தான். மெக்கானிக்கல் முடிச்சுட்டு 1 இயர்ல we become actually மாஸ்டர் ஆஃப் இன்ஜினியரிங். ஸோ 94ல முடிச்சோம்னா கிட்டத்தட்ட 30 வருஷம் குவாலிஃபைடு சேஃப்டி ஆஃபீஸரா ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். இந்தியால, ஃபாரின் கண்ட்ரில எல்லாம் போயிட்டு வந்தோம். சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா அப்படின்னா 2 பார்த்தேன் சார், 2 பாயிண்ட். ஒன்னு வந்து கேரியர் சக்சஸ்ஃபுல், வைஸ் பிரசிடென்ட், பிரசிடென்ட் வரைக்கும் சில பேர் போயிட்டு இருக்காங்க. இன்னொருத்தவங்க வந்து என்ன ரோல்ல இருக்காங்களோ அவங்க கம்பெனில ரோல் வேற மாதிரி. இப்ப என்னுடைய கம்பெனில வந்து மேனேஜருங்க தான் பெரிய ரோல். ஓகே, சோ மேனேஜரா நான் இருக்கேன். இந்த சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா அப்படிங்கிறது இந்த ஜாபை வந்து நீங்க லவ் பண்ணி ஆகணும். ஓகே, பிடிக்குதோ பிடிக்கலையோ இந்த ப்ரொஃபஷன்ல இருக்கிற வரை லவ் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். இந்த ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள்
லைக் மேரேஜ் லைஃப்
சார், ஜாப சொல்றேன் சார். 130 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி என்னோட 15 பேர் படிச்சாங்க சார். ஏஆர்இசி திருச்சியில எம்இ படிச்சது. இப்ப நானும் இன்னும் ஒரே ஒருத்தரும், அவர் வந்து கல்ஃப்ல இருக்காரு. மிச்சம் 13 பேரும் சேஃப்டில கிடையாது. ஓகே, இதே மாதிரி நம்மளுடைய உங்க கொலீக்ஸ், உங்க ஆர்எல்ஐல படிச்சவங்கள பாருங்க. சில பேர் ஆபரேஷன் போயிருப்பாங்க, சில பேர் பிசினஸ் போயிருப்பாங்க, சில பேர் என்டர்பிரனரா போயிருப்பாங்க, சில பேர் சேஃப்டியை விட்டே வெளியே போயிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ அல்டிமேட் இது வந்து இந்த ஃபீல்டும் ஒரு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கான ஃபீல்டு. இந்த ஃபீல்டுக்கான இன்ட்ரெஸ்டா நம்ம தான் வளர்த்துக்கணும். புதுசு புதுசா கத்துக்கலாம், புதுசு புதுசா இது பண்ணலாம். இப்போ வந்து டிஎன்எஸ்பிடபிள்யூ வந்து லாஸ்ட் ஒரு 3 இயர்ஸா இஎஸ்ஜி அண்ட் அதர் இதெல்லாம் கொடுக்குறீங்களே, இது மாதிரி புதுசா நம்ம கத்துக்க வேண்டியதான். ஏன்னா இல்லைன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம், வி ஆர் இன் த ரேஸ். இந்த ரேஸை ஜெயிச்சும் ஆகணும், இந்த ரேஸை வந்து நம்ம வந்து உலாமையும் ஓடியும் ஆகணும். ஸோ ஒன்லி திங் யூ ஹவ் டு கண்டினியூஸ்லி அப்கிரேட் யுவர் செல்ஃப், யூ ஹவ் டு கீப் பாசிட்டிவ் மைண்ட் செட். அண்ட் ஏன்னா நம்ம எப்பயுமே வந்து ஒரு பின்னாடி நெருப்பு வச்ச குதிரை மாதிரி தான். ஓகே, எங்க ஆக்சிடென்ட் நடந்தாலும் நம்மளதான் கொண்டு போறாங்க, ஆன்சர் பண்ணி ஆகணும். ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ, ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட். It's not to frighten actually the members, but you have to be aware there is always risk in the profession. But same time there is always interest in the profession. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. And I now hand over the session to Dr. G. Please, madam. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. It was a very wonderful and eye-opening session. The case studies discussed and the way it was brought to us was really like we were present at the situation actually. And the analysis and Q&A session was like a shore light brought in the darkness. Now I invite Mr. Karthikeyan, Manager Safety and EMS, working for the past 15 years in Ashok Leyland, to deliver the outcome. Karthikeyan.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for the intro. So I will start from panelist first. Mohan sir explained the case study of Metro concerns very well. Sir explained how the HERA, the toolbox talks on PM, the SOP, the basics, how it leads to the factor. So explain well, sir. Once more, thank you. Then Prabhakar sir explained how the safety interlocks bypass leads to the injury, and also engage the participants very well by asking the questions. It's a very good, sir. Thank you. Then Annadurai sir explained the latest explosion in the industry. And very well explained that animation, sir. That animation itself explained very well to all the participants how that incident happened. So when we seen that accident in the newspaper also, we can't know how to that happen. But after seeing your animation, it's very well explained, sir. Thank you, sir. Then finally, the legal case are like me, the juniors are fear of the legal issues. So very well explained Arun Kannan sir about the legal issues. Then this is time to thank our core team. First, office barrier start from President Veeraraghavan sir and Secretary Palani sir, and our Vice President Murali sir, David sir, and our Joint Secretary Rajalakshmi ma'am and Annadurai sir. Last but not least, our backbone of our association, Kalabaran sir. Because Kalabaran sir, this team is very well doing for our association growth. So thank you, Kalabaran sir, once again. Then our core team, Arun Kannan sir, and Deepak Prakash, and Logaras, and Marimuthu, and Sanjeev Kumar, and Saran Raj, and Siddharthan. So this is a full team effort. So finally, our heroes of the session, our participant, now time is 9:45. Still, there is another participant in this session. So thank you, wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So before we wind up, this is Murli. I would request all the speakers who spoke today, please show your video. Please unmute your video, please. Just want to have a unmute your videos, please. Yeah, so all of us are muted. So Rajalakshmi ma'am, please take a screenshot in a review.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining.
Okay, thank you. Nice session.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Great.
Thanks to all, sir.